And then when it happens, a couple get confused as to whom to trust and then whom to confide in. So many a time, people get disturbed and then they take decisions that they are not supposed to take. And when we are marrying or when you are going through processes and procedures to get married, I have never come across a counselor helping couple that they should expect that infidelity will happen in the marriage. It is really happening. And as believers, the word of God says that we shouldn't even mention issues of infidelity when we meet. But as it stands now, the reality is that it is really happening. So we are gathered this evening to talk about infidelity, the causes, management, and any other thing. So it is my prayer that at the end of this session,
please wait. The call has been put on hold.
We will be healed. Our marriages will be healed. We will have love back in our various marriages, and then we will trust again. So without wasting my time, I will hand it over to Elder Seveyeboa to take you through.
Okay, so good evening to you all, house.
Good evening.
I don't know whether we have some men around listening, or I'm the only man available today. Okay, we have some men on the line.
Some husbands claim to join, but we don't know if they are on.
So it will be ladies against women.
Ladies, yes.
We should have come with our husbands.
Yes.
Let me say that we'll still deal with the subject. This is a subject that a lot of men try to avoid. But for me, the reality that we must deal with it. Let me say, issue a disclaimer. Is that we are not talking about anybody in question. This is general, and this is what is happening.
The call has been put on hold. Please wait. The call has been put on hold. Please wait.
I'm issuing a disclaimer that it is not about you. It's not about anybody. Neither is it about the presenter. We are talking about infidelity in marriage. So, therefore, we will want to look at what infidelity is. And infidelity simply is being unfaithful to your partner, your married partner, meaning having extramarital affairs, going after another person or engaging in extramarital affairs with another person, being a lady or a man. That's all about infidelity. And we have a biblical perspective. In Hebrews chapter 13, which I quote from the King James Version, the Bible says that marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. At whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. We are all Christians. It means the Bible is against adultery. The Bible says that God will judge whoremongers and adulterers. Who are whoremongers? Whoremongers are men who pay for sex or who pay to have sexual gratification. It's an archaic word, but it exists. And adultery is having an affair with a married person, being a lady or a man.
The call has been put on hold.
So
please wait.
when you are married,
the call has been put on hold.
And you engage in extramarital affairs, you commit two sins. You commit adultery or and fornication if the person that you are going out to is not married. But if the person is also married, then you commit only adultery. This is real because in Jesus' time, they brought a woman to Jesus. That's in John chapter 8, verse 3. And the people said they caught that woman red-handed. They caught her in the act of adultery. And Jesus gave his rule. So adultery had existed from time immemorial up to today, and it continues to exist. Let me give you some tidbits around the world. There is this popular website, and those of you who like research, can look at it. Ashley Medicine, which is a popular website for extramarital affairs. According to them, 10% of Canadians admitted to cheated or to having cheated in marriage. 8% of these 10% represent women. 13 of them represent men. And strangely, 22% of them are considering cheating. So even though they have not cheated, they were seriously considering cheating. There's this family institute or Institute for Family Studies in 2018.
The call has been put on hold. Please wait. The call has been put on hold.
Cheating in marriage. They put 20% of Americans having cheated in marriage before. 20% of all Americans have ever cheated in marriage. And 13% of them, women, 30% women, 20% men. So even in America, we have these statistics. But within the same data, older men in America are more likely to cheat than younger men. So for older men between 50 to 70 years, 26% of the men have cheated before, and 16% of the women have also cheated before. But when it goes to above age 70, men cheated before is 24%, and women 6%. That's what we call gender cheating gap. That is the difference between men cheating and women cheating. That is what we call gender cheating gap. I will talk about it in short words. In Europe, the cheating rate is between 30 to 50% in Europe. Now, strangely, in the last 20 years, women's cheating rates have increased by 40% in the last 20 years. That is from between 1990s to date. Women cheating rates. So it means that the gender cheating gap has reduced or has been narrowed or bridged in the last 20 years, and this is staggering. Let's come to Africa. In Africa, generally, 58% of African men have cheated in marriages before, while 51% of African men have also cheated before. But this is mostly South Africa. Now let's come to our region. In Nigeria, 62% of women have cheated before. And that's strange.
The call has been put on hold.
In Africa particularly, people don't like talking about sex. You have sexual experience with your partner. Of the African men, I don't know, people say they are not romantic. People may not have enough foreplay, and in the act, you see that the women will have what they call sexual burning sensations, some bruises and all that, which makes this sexual experience not palatable for them at all. And as a result of that, they seem not to be interested in sex. And when this happens, either the woman may try elsewhere or the man too may try elsewhere. So if you are not able to satisfy your partner sexually, the tendency that the person may cheat is high. And this is very real. It's for both men and women. So in our sexual life, we need to understand each other. We need to be talking. If we are married and we're so shy of talking about sex, I think you may talk to me after here. I don't think you have to be shy at all. You need to be talking. Tell the man or tell the woman, touch here, touch there. This is painful. Do this will take your time. Because I think in sex you need to have time. I need to be doing a lot of talking. If that is absent, it may cause trouble. Number two, buying romantic life. You know, when you first meet your partner, there's this kind of desire, strong desire, to be wanting to see the person all the time. In our terms, people may call it infatuation, but well, let me use infatuation for a while because there's a strong desire when you meet your partner. That desire, if you don't deal with it well, or you don't handle that kind of desire or that kind of life, that lovely nature of romantic love, at a point in time, it can die out. So you need to make conscious effort to sustain that kind of romantic life or love. And if it dies out or you don't handle it well, there will be dull moments. And sometimes familiarity can lead to all these things. So you need to have strategy to be sparking your love life. You need to try new things, travel, move together, do new things and all that, and always try to do things that will attract your partner. If you allow the romantic life die out, it can lead to problems. Number 3, feeling of insecurity. If a partner feels insecure, that in the marriage you think that the person is not secure, it doesn't have future with you, then they may want to look elsewhere. Sometimes a woman can even be building and their husbands don't know. If a man discovers that, he thinks that you are not the person. You are trying to hide something. You don't have good mind about him or whatever. Then the man may want to look elsewhere. It's the same thing with a woman. Sometimes women may discover certain things and they think that this guy I'm married to, is it how he behaves? Where will he take me to? So sometimes they also seek security elsewhere. Lack of commitment is also part of it. If you are not committed to the relationship, it means that you don't see your future in the relationship. Some don't provide basic things, necessities for the family. And it can create serious issues for your partner if you are not committed, and they may seek that elsewhere. Number 4, men, I would say, in all data from history, men are polygamous in nature. So this is the takeaway. No matter what, about 5% or 10% of men will cheat. In marriage. Those ones, you can't do anything about it. It exists. You may not have done anything, you may have not done anything wrong, but they may cheat. Men are polygamous in nature. However, with the data I have given you, I started this course because women are also coming out. They are breaking the gender cheating gap, and maybe we will have to look at what is accounting for this in the last 20 years. So that is also that. Feeling of neglect, and this happens when women give birth. Mostly, it happens when women give birth. That's not the only time anyway, but it happens when women give birth. I'm giving a technical example. The woman gives birth and they have attention for their children or for the child. The man feels neglected, and sometimes they may try to seek, some affection elsewhere. To cover up for the gap. The woman's attention will now shift to the child. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be, but I think there should be a balance if we get to know that this can also lead to infidelity, and we need to have a balance. So we need to make sure that we don't neglect our people. That a man will be roaming, doing consultancy. For almost a man, you are not coming home. Neglecting your partner. The same way the woman is also busy, all the time. If you don't make time for your partner, they will feel neglect, and that can lead to infidelity. Number 6, rather. Number 6, anger. People can cheat out of anger. Sometimes there could be serious disagreement in the house. A woman can talk her mind also. In Ghana, we say, Makika Majina. Sometimes you can imagine a partner, and when they get angry, they may go out. It is also a cause of cheating in marriages. Mostly, this will happen to the man who has an ego when you think that you have subdued him to undue, confrontations, and that makes him a lot angry. He may try to do a lot of things to get, I don't know whether it's pay the woman or to show that they are superior or whatever. But anger can seriously lead to infidelity. Number 7, low self-esteem. And when people have low self-esteem, it affects them. And sometimes they want to get recognition elsewhere. Now, this can happen to men when women give judgment about their performance in bed, and you cannot perform. Oh, you are a 1-minute man. What's up, Papa? and you have that. I mean, look at yourself. Your men are doing 3 rounds, 5 rounds, and you are here, you can't even do 1 minute. All these things have serious effects and serious pressure on the man. And they may want to try elsewhere and see that, is it true? Is it what is happening? Is it because of, is there anything with my woman that I can't perform? Can I do it here? So if he goes outside and he gets some recognition, then he begins to now fall out. So low self-esteem, and I've spoken about the men's side, low self-esteem, whether for women or for men, can result in them going out. So for example, the women, if men can treat them to make them feel that they don't matter, or to make them feel that they are not beautiful, or they are not attractive enough, and they go out and somebody says you are beautiful and all that, then they get diversionary attention to the new person who is trying to, bring their self-esteem back. So that is also one issue to look at. People may cheat out of also curiosity. Right? I have a friend who said he hasn't seen, he wants to know how a white woman's home tastes like. So if this person get a white person, you can imagine curiosity. As a result of curiosity, he wants to have variety. He may cheat out of it. Again, situational, or what I call opportunity. There's something called crime triangle, and this is what crime triangle is about. When people commit crime, there are situations that will make the crime, affect that. For example, you have the desire to commit a crime. There should be the target, that is the victim, to be available. Now, there should be an opportunity to commit a crime. So, for example, if a thief comes to your house, then your house is let's say, the victim, the target. He finds himself in your house, or he lives close by you. You don't lock your door. So the thief has a desire, but he will steal. All right. He has a target, he lives close by you. You don't lock your door. You have given the thief an opportunity. So certainly he will steal. So sometimes it chances and people cheat. People go for sample parties and they have to stay out and sleep elsewhere. The party, he gets drunk, he moves out, maybe a lady drove him home for safety or whatever. It can happen. Out of these opportunities, can happen. People also cheat as a result of revenge. You cheated on me, I also cheat on you for you to see how it feels like, how cheating feels like. And mostly this happens to the women. They think that men don't know how it feels to be cheated on. And so I want to teach you how it feels. Let me say this. Women can even contain cheating more than men. Men cannot. Even though they are more likely, or they are polygamous in nature, they are more likely to cheat more than women. They cannot contain iota of cheating. So the revenge part is there, that they want to also revenge. Peer influence. Yes? And a lot of men have cheated because of influence. Their friends were cheating. He goes out with his friend, and his girlfriend comes in, and he may also want to have a desire to also go out with somebody. The next time they go out, all of them go out with their girlfriend. He also invites them. Or the friend can even invite one. Oh, bring your friend to entertain my friend. And it happens. Sometimes a woman who has cheated before will be telling the other woman that, this is nice. This guy treats me well. And so the other woman will also be the one to know what happens. So peer influence. Low level of spiritual life. The Bible says that as many as are led by the Spirit are the children of God. Romans chapter 8. So we should walk in the Spirit. If we are in the Spirit and walking in the Spirit, then the tendency for us to cheat, it will be very low because we'll be directed by the Spirit. And Ephesians 5:18, Bible says that be not drunk with wine or united, but be filled with the Spirit. So if you are filled by the Spirit and led by the Spirit, the tendency for you to cheat is low. So because in this life, about 80% is the physical life, or let me say 90%. So Spirit takes over like 10%. But we can make conscious effort for the Spirit to take over all the time if we begin to practice a basic Christian tenets. And lastly, for what I have here, social media. I think social media have also contributed to it. Makes, easy access to people, and that for me may account for the bridging of the cheating gap, gender cheating gap. That is why now people have access to women easily, and that's why now more married women may want to or may have access to cheat. Now let's deal with managing infidelity. This is a serious issue, and I can tell you it can be devastating. It can be telling on you. You may not have told anybody that your partner has cheated. It can be seen. Emotions will break out, and it is highly visible. People who are observant can know that.
The number you're calling is busy. Please try again later. The number you're calling is busy. Please try again later.
Your heart out if you have to cry, but you have to cry gently. You don't have to go out in the open and begin to put your hands in your head like I can't will cry. You know that you have to avoid. But if you have to cry out, you have to cry out. Now, if it happens, what happens? What do? Avoid talking to family. Avoid talking to family. A marriage will work. Let me use that. Or we'll have to work. So avoid talking to family, because the moment you talk to the family, you will invite another trouble. Even if the man changes and becomes an apostle, the family people will still not believe him. And people can change. That's what. So avoid talking to the family, because your family members will take sides. Your mother or father may never forgive this guy, and that will create problems for you in future. So avoid talking to the family. If family comes in, that it means that you are getting to the end of the whole show. When it happens, have honest discussions around your sexual life. Now, there's a temptation that you may want to confront the person. That's what most people do, whether a man or a woman. The moment they see the evidence, or some evidence, they want to confront the partner. You are cheating again. Look at your message you have sent to this person. So, explain to me. There you are. I've caught you red-handed. They do confrontations. But that's the least thing you want to do when you find yourself in such a situation.
The call has been put on hold. Please wait.
When you find yourself
the call has been put on hold. Please wait.
If we're a woman, and here today the women are many, so let me speak for them. If a woman, you find out your husband cheating, and you have the evidence, hold yourself up. It is difficult. I'm not saying it is easy. And I'm saying that if you have to cry your heart out, that's fine. You may get some relief there. If you have a trusted friend, you may want to discuss, but be careful. There are some people, if you tell them your story, you better have announced it on a Peace FM. So be careful who you talk to. Don't rush to church. For me, don't go to church, because if you go to church, the guy may even stop going to church. There are some guys, the moment you go and tell their pastor that, look, my man has cheated and all that, the moment the guy may stop going to church. And that could create problems for you. So avoid going to church to broadcast that issue. Now, if you're able to take this safeguard, the best thing to do is to have a discussion with the person. Can you send him out on a date? You may even want to say, Daddy, let me take you out. If some evening somewhere, please go and buy some chinchanga. Get some bottle of malt or Sprite, and sit and to look at the chinchanga. If he likes pork, you buy him pork, and then you meet him and start talking about sexual life. And you can ask him questions. What do I have to do for you to be pleased on all that? Why am I falling short? Or what do I have to change? That's how you go about it. When he knows that, he doesn't know that you're going to bring out, you have found out something. Now, if you have those engagement with him, he'll be honest to tell you a lot of things. And then later, when all things are set, or when everything that's settled, you can ask him that, I saw this message on your phone. What is it about? And I'm telling you, when he confronts you, or you don't confront him, the probability that they will deny is high. But the fact that you have, shown the evidence to him, and you are trying to procure an answer that may be inconsistent or consistent, will let him know that, yeah, my partner is aware of what is going on. I got to be careful. That alone is 50% of the problem solved, because I bet you, if you confront him, you also be confrontational. Sometimes the issue will never be talked about. When you confront him, it can flare up, and then the issue gets hanging. And anytime you want to talk about it, then you have a pain in your heart. Now, having done that, there are other things you have to do. Try to his or her emotional needs. All the time. Try to be appreciative. Appreciate your partner. Make sure that you give her compliments or give him compliments, because when they get it outside, they get more appreciated. That is to deal with low self-esteem. One, I think you also need to spike your sex life. You need to make a conscious decision. You need to be talking. Even you need to be talking to your partners about your sex life. Let them know how you feel. Let them know, what you're expecting. And you need to reach compromises. Where you cannot do anything, you need to talk. Explain why you can't do what you are being asked to do. It's all about communication. Involve your partner in the things of God, prayer and the word. Make sure if you are going to say, oh, Daddy, let's go. We pray everything, Daddy, let's go. Let's pray, let's share the word. You discuss. These things are very, very, very important. As I said earlier on, if you are led by the Spirit, you are the child of God. And we need to be influenced by the Spirit. So we need to try to live as Christians, try to live the word, so that we don't forget about the environment around us. And I said, don't report into the church. I said earlier on. Now, you need to also try to forgive. That is to say, try. I know it is not easy. The way I tell it, please try. But the Bible asks us to forgive so that our Father in heaven will also forgive us. So we need to work around forgiveness. Make conscious effort. Try to forgive while you talk, because now he understands that, yes, you are hurt. And you have told him, your feelings. You need to manage the situation. Let him understand also, so that he also will not contribute. Again, he will not try it again to make it worse. Let me say, people say that if you suspect what your husband is doing, for example, what do you do? And I will say that always go for incontrovertible evidence. I have to agree with my wife more. What is incontrovertible evidence? My boy will say, what is incontrovertible evidence? But avoid always accusing this person any little opportunity that you get. If you get a call, I will have a friend. Why don't you pick the call? Pick the call. Sometimes it is not every call that you want to pick. Hey, pick the call. You pick this call. Sometimes you are watching TV. Let's say you are watching Big Rush, and the call comes. Hey, today you pick this call, and then one pick the call. Because you are cheating. I find those ones. All I'm saying, incontrovertible evidence. It is not this little. If you do this, we will get prayer on my view. And let me also say that avoid picking phone. Important. Look, if you will find him, you'll be exposed. Anybody who is cheating and you don't even pray on a person, will forget himself. That is the fact. If you know that my wife is particular will be certain, you also be careful. They are not daft. If they know that you be searching, you'll be careful. You'll be deleting messages. Some of them even have special codes for those kind of ordeals. Then now you make them become experts. If you allow them, they forget themselves. They live like innocent. And you forget them like David got a sword and cut the short of his cloth. So for me, it is difficult, but if we begin to talk about it and we engage ourselves, we can live with it. I think I want to end here and then give more questions. Thank you. If Angel wants to say something.
Maria again.
Mrs.
Daddy has said a lot. But one thing that I want to add to the management is that when you are in pain, run to God. When you are in pain, run to God. Let God know your pain. Let God know what you are going through. Pour your heart out to God. That this is my situation. This is where I find myself. I am in shambles. I am in a desperate situation. Oh God, help me. Healing comes from the Lord. It is the Lord that will heal you from the pain. And one thing I want to touch on is that we should learn to control our thoughts. Many a times when you see certain messages and the like, or when issues of infidelity comes in, we have a wider speculation. Oh, so it means this. So it means that. So I have been a fool all this time round. And at times, the things that we will think about may not even exist, but we ourselves are exaggerating. We'll be exaggerating, and the thoughts will become a stronghold in your life that will haunt you forever, for years. Those thoughts that you have created for yourself. It is just a simple message you saw. It is just a simple thing that you saw. Or even how big it was, how you handle it makes it big or will make it escalate. So we should try as much as possible to control our thoughts so that we wouldn't infer and it wouldn't become a stronghold. The thoughts may come. You are there and it will come. At times you are there, you are fine, you are okay. In a short while or a minute, then these thoughts will keep on coming. But we have the word of God at our disposal. When the thoughts come, then you say that I take every thought captive and I make it obedient, and you'll be free forever. Thank you.
Lastly, I think prayer works. To pray, your partner will be insulated. Some blind his or her eyes, and you'll be shocked. Even if he makes his mind to change, you will not be careful. Thank you.
Wow. God bless you. Nyami Shramo. Elder Mr. Sebe. We've learned a lot. The courses, how to manage it, especially. Timusi enjoy Tokwado.
Competition, Machino. You defend himself.
Yes. We want to open the floor for questions. If we have any questions from our resource persons, they are here with us. And I'll first go to Lady Julia. If you have received any questions from the link, please share with us. You can read them for us. But if there are no questions, they want to open the floor. Please, if you want to talk, click mute. If you click mute, we'll be able to hear you, and then throw your question. Don't mention your name. Just ask your question. So the floor is open. Thank you.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, my question is, we said we should forgive. How can we forgive the person is still doing it? The person has not stopped. The person is still doing it. How can we forgive? Thank you.
So, Elder, please hold on to that question whilst I take one more. Then you address the two for us. Yes.
Okay.
Please, any other question? Hello.
Yes. Please, my question is that how will you trust someone whoever like put your heart. Be on an hour, you keep us for some time. You guys have been through a lot, and all of us are then between you. How will you trust what he's telling you? Change between you. How will you trust that? And moreover, you used to be around him while he was all alone. Now you are out of town working. How do you trust that even when I was around you, you were doing it? Now I'm far away from you. So a man, how will I trust that he has really changed?
Okay, thank you for your questions. So, Elder and Mrs.,
You have just 1 minute remaining.
please take the questions for us.
Okay, so again, you help me with the last one.
Okay, the last
The last one I
one.
didn't get.
Yes, the last one. She's asking, how do you trust again the person that you've been with, and the person was even doing it when you were together. Now that maybe because of work you are far away, you are not together. How do you trust the person that the person has stopped? And even how do you trust again because the person keeps doing it? So the first one is about forgiveness. The second one is about trust. How to maintain trust when your partner is not being faithful to you.
Okay, so these are very difficult questions, honestly. The issue of the person doing it sometimes, and that's why I say, so
You have no call credit in your MTN account. Please recharge.
So the person who is saying that you are with me, you were with me, when you were with me, you were doing it. Now that you're not with me, what is the probability that you'll not be doing it? It should be that. That's why I say that in all these matters, there should be incontrovertible evidence. If you make your minds wonder, then you might even think that even while at work, you'll be doing it.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
While at work, the person will be doing it. And that's where they may get the wings to say that you are only making unnecessary allegations. In that case, they may even have a reason to do it. And let me say they may not regret doing it, even if they have to find themselves doing it, because you are always making the allegations that they are doing it, when in the fact that they are not doing it. You understand? So unless you have the evidence, so make the allegation only when you have the evidence. Now, when the person was with you and you caught him or her and you have trashed the issue out, unless you have found another evidence, so far the person is not there, yes, you don't have to be thinking that he's doing it, unless you have an evidence. And if you think that he'll be doing it, and that's why you need to work more, rather than distract. So now that he's not there, you try to call him all the time. I mean, you know when he will close, you know when he goes to work, make sure you reach him.
You have no call credit in your MTN account.
You reach him before he
Please
sleeps and all
recharge.
that. Or you pray together in the evening. I mean, you need to work around it and make sure that when it is weekend, you are there or he's there. When you have these measures in place, then it will make it difficult, as I
All
said,
has been put on hold.
reduce the opportunity for him to commit that offense. Reduce the opportunity. So make sure you have more time with the person rather than you having wild speculation that because he did it while around, now that he's not there, then it's a license for him to kill. No, you need to rather work on it. You only have to accuse him only when you have incontrovertible evidence. Other than that, you are only speculating, or it is in your mind that because he did it, he'll do it. You know, but in forecast, we say, you know. So let's note that. Okay. Yeah. Actually, again, the person who asked the other question was also saying.
Or say he wants to know, how do you forgive?
Aha, I know men answer no good. I know your men answer no. That is the thing is still there, so it's a problem. So the person is in it. That is a problem. So you need to manage the problem. That one, I can assure you, the trust will not come easy, and also the forgiveness will not be easy. But you need to work at it. That is why I gave out the steps And then you try to work at it. Some of the courses, I think that's why I took my time to give you all the courses. Look at the courses. Which one is it likely causing that issue as far as your money is concerned? Is it part of the 10% of people who will cheat no matter what? If it's not that type, if it's not part of it, and in other reasons like opportunity, like lack of sex life, or if it is a rent or peer influence, then you need to know how to deal with it. If it is peer influence, try to be a friend to your husband. Try to be a friend to your husband, because sometimes some women will tell you, I don't want you to work around this man. There are women who tell you that this friend of yours, I don't like him. Please, you can have any other friend, but this one, because they know that this friend can potentially influence you. It happens. You are protecting your husband, or you are protecting your partner. So, if the person is in it, I cannot assure you that one I will not lie. It will not be easy to have that forgiveness. But you need to work at it and engage the person and try to also do more from your side as a way to help him out, not to fight him. The moment the fight comes, the problem will not be solved. Then that, when it lingers on for a long time, it will lead to divorce.
God bless.
But over time, when you see that the man is cooperating, then the forgiveness will be coming. You will now make a conscious effort to forgive him. So it won't come overnight, and it's very difficult when you know that this guy is doing it. He comes there, you call. But as I said, your catching should be incontrovertible. Other than that, there's a tendency for women to always suspect. They suspect every man. Even when she's a of mommy, and the pastor is counseling, they won't. Sometimes I know of a man who said he sits at the counseling door. Somebody says he sits with the husband to counsel the people. All suspecting, especially when you say you create a night, one person will be a to be protective of the husband. Yes, that is there, but don't be over suspicious. That is where you think that he will cheat. But if you are sure the evidence is incontrovertible that the man is in it, then that one you need to help him out. Unless, of course, you want to quit. That's also another matter for discussion.
Mrs. Sebe, God bless you all. That I sure you will come one and I'm going to the next question, Simbra.
Mr. Walker said, we shouldn't be taking our partner's phone. Like somewhere you are on that taking the person. I don't know if I heard you right.
Yes.
So anyway, so 9
Men can't want them now. Make sure more now.
If you can throw some more light.
Okay, so the theory says, if you pick the phone, it means that all the time your partner will have to explain something. Let's say if somebody says hi, and the partner, if he doesn't respond, why they say hi? No? And sometimes it can be, it can be irritating. It can be irritating. I'm not even talking about any serious message. Why they say hi? No? I mean, why has the person even given you double bracket? Let's say somebody says something, hello, and then you don't mind, and the person do brackets, whatever. I mean, question marks. Sometimes people do say, or you raise hand to say, oh, hi, try to draw attention to, get your attention to stop or to speak. The worker said, now when I'm a question mark, we are in the there. Now, no, we are now with me, my question mark. And it can degenerate, I'm telling you. It can go into a whole lot of things. And that's what I'm saying that, look, if the man is cheating, you don't need his phone to know that he's cheating. If you allow them, the evidence will come. I'm telling you, the evidence will come themselves. You may even pick the phone and not see anything, and he still will be cheating. What about that? And I'm saying that the moment they know that this is what you're doing, then they become too careful. The men are not that. They'll become too careful when you begin to speak into their phone. You become too careful. You know, I sometimes people have softwares that can clone your messages to my phone. So if I get message, I know every message. Why she's reading, I'm reading. Imagine that. It's all because of mistrust. But what I'm saying is that if you don't pick the phone to get into those conversations, the day you even get evidence, you say, oh, that's how you are. When the person says, oh, hello, do you know, let me tell you something. These days, anyway, I am from a village, so I see certain things as awkward. When somebody you don't know just says, hi, hello, dear, I raise my eyes. And over time, I have come to realize that this is nothing. It is like modern day, you know, I don't know, jargons. Honestly, where I come from, the moment you say dear to somebody, me, I know either you like the person or you want to have a moral relationship with the person. That's my background. That's how I was raised. And I have come to realize that these days people say it like water. Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. And you bear with me. Like terms like sweetheart, people use it common. So if somebody calls you sweetheart, you think that you want to have something, you might be wrong.
And you already know what
So if you pick the phone and somebody say, good morning, sweetheart, what is sweetheart? I'm a fan of the question, you have to take your time to explain who is sweethearting you. So, I mean, honestly, it's a whole mess for me. Where I sit, if you ask me.
Hello.
But you may have your own. I'm not saying that's sacrosanct anyway, but I'm giving you reason that for you to have that peaceful coexistence and to have that kind of trust, at least you need to have some level of trust, even if it is 10%. Let it be there. And if it is zero trust, then that's also another level. Even if it is 10%, please let it be there. Some level of trust must exist in the marriage. Give him the benefit of that, or give her the benefit of that. I just have what the people online, or you didn't say, who could not be all could be ano. Now, Emma, let's say, who would through a bull soon, you know.
Number two, like my studio kind, but with little experience, I'm thinking sometimes to men name it too much, but once a while, moving in the crowd, move the wall, I can express it, and I only more not once a while. Sometimes it takes a whole lot.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello. We can hear you.
Hello. Abante Binana, he was cheating now or cheating, and to an extent, say, mirroring on the picture. Reading the picture on the phone, so I'm knowing that they were mates back in school, and I would name the Abaya area back in especially. The whole picture not to say Abaya with the radio na age for her, not still the Madame Foot. Thank you. I say on time, panic no phone, and relationship not to na or honoma number be free. I also plumber. Thank you. Oh, Papa plumber free. Oh, Papa plumber, but you any problem? Yeah, but problem. I'm not no I can't lie. My family, Papa plumber free. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Into one time, and now also the way of plumber you free, because issue man, one uncle what I won't free no, you see, what I go through, you can no phone to now or won't say, hey, relationship no aqua straight, I'm a bear man of crying, Obano, they are raising a family in a different area. I want to know a different area. Obama, Mamma, and the Papa Munani, so only Obani could. They are almost to she's married.
And other woman also another place or something in ma. See, who sana car number no prayer, and who says there your back for number. Not going to girl mean married woman or only wife. The one or started to old in a pen and speak so. The chia warren, the chia warren. And I never make you so. I want to watch them and ask you to know about it. They are aware of you, but you are not aware of them. If you are home, them managing and start able to see a power show. It's in another coffee. They were blackmailing me, and it's off the girl. It was just a mistake. One night, girl, no. Now, girl, Rebecca Chen and say. And on my journey, Cassa, no, no, call you 9 months' time, no buy. Hello.
Yes, please. I'm sure you mute. Why? If you are not talking, please mute.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Other one is not a wedded wife or not to be a wedded wife. So the man was, I said, you're caging it. Me, then I want you to go. So, often a year better find it out. And you're fasting, only now, sorry, only say, active Christian. So, that you will figure out. And I will be saying,
yeah, hello.
Hello.
And I will be saying naming ceremony. Your name ceremony will be for change the a fast and stuff like this. I work this side, but my miss that office getting another wife somewhere. If you have mother's near your wife somewhere. It's when I go now, find a married woman, no, I'll fat Nicono phone, no, I'll retrieve now, Mana, the wood, and go with you. They will keep doing it until the man makes a serious mistake. After a moment, the man and the weather boy. So I think not going through the phone, no, like sometimes it tells. Maybe one of my now for a can initiate. And so I did not ask for trouble to see more. Because of me can't tell what men cannot tell you. I find it out that conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
a good contribution. Now, who said the girl was have to find against yeah, Tiana said, I was not plumber no friend. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Put me air day. Yeah, it's all one of fire. That's suspicion in the man didn't go far phone. You know, like I said, or you wanted to find out what was happening. And I go back. So I am just saying that there are people who do phone to one and or I mean, I'm just trying to, talk about that kind of behavior. Say, oh, yeah, to say, the new crew said, one buy a phone here in India. We go out on 3 pence. This go up to 3 no phone here in India. Aha. That's what I'm trying to talk about. But we know that something hinted him. Something hinted here. Said, this is a plumber or no peg. You must say, and I did it. When you're plumber, but you're normal plumber.
All right.
Hello.
Elder.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
In your presentations, you said one of the week or one of the causes for the men to end cheating is that when you give birth and your attention is on the child. Let's say your attention on the child, it also gives the men the chance to go out and then cheat. Now, my question or my concern now here is, what do we do if we don't want them to? So how do we manage in the care for the infant with our attention? I mean, how are we going to manage that kind of aspect so that they will see us to be like attention more on the child?
Yes, that's a very good question. Yes, childbirth is demanding, and I think men ought to be considerate, and I must understand what comes with childbirth. At the same time, women must also understand that yes, when you give birth, that's not the end of the marriage. You are married and you have given birth. Make sure that yes, you take care of your child and also take care of your husband. You need to balance the two. It's the over concentration. I mean, and this is where I said it's not about you having given birth, no, but the over concentration. Over concentration. So there should be a balance. So you still need to have that kind of relationship. Oh, come here, I cry. You can say, oh, come here, I cry. I mean, but if you come, you sit at the hall watching TV, then you also with the child, playing or whatever, then that's separation. The men try to fill those gaps. That's what I'm talking about. So there should be just about. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. I want who they know can. Yeah, man, you are no problem. Or we are also now 3 months. I'm on watching answer. Just imagine. Some of you close to me for 3 months. Also, 3 months and so could better about.
Thank you.
After 40 days, no, about to miss out, to miss out.
That's it.
If you have a young man, after yeah. The honey at the 2 year chrono do to 3 months pa we didn't know to church to make a credit one shot of a cook.
Everybody knows why. Everybody knows now. And man, sometimes there was a part what can happen with, especially where your man will chrono. But you have medical advice. Yeah, I'm for cannot verify. So, you said 3 months, 4 months, and I'm going to say, now, to try crack, and I say, oh, to why I think we find the education. And I always say, don't come be not for me. I go to the professional and she said, yes, and you heard there. Maybe it's a half work at it. You know, I can't bear that. To me, again, if I can't so, after 40 days, you know, be at me all right. I asked him a cook a crack. So, that's why I say, yeah, but never papa, but thank you. Yeah, man, I'm about to go to you. Oh, my mom went to the man. I go, never be a call.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello.
Hello. If I show when you catch your man cheating, you confront him and he denies, what do you do?
If he's cheating, he confronts and he denies.
Yes.
Again, we'll go for it. Almost that time, questions.
Confrontation, no, now would deny that means to say you don't have
Evidence.
a tangible evidence to pin him down. And see, if you have a tangible evidence to pin him down, I bet you denial no. It is not respectful for a man to stand in front of a woman and come boldly to say that I have really cheated. I have cheated and so what. So at times the respect that they have for their wives, when they are even caught in the act, they will deny.
Yeah.
So if it is not hands down, some of them, they do it out of the respect that they have for their wives, because they can't come into terms facing you and saying that I did it, I have done it, and I'm sorry. Those who have been caught pants down, they would accept and say that I have wronged you and I apologize. But the evidence is strong there. Obey deny.
Okay. The evidence is stronger. I thought this one there, it's me personally. I knew it for 8 years that my husband was seeing someone else. But because I wanted a concrete evidence, I never confronted him. Because I think the 8th year, and I ascended year, and I said it. So he realized, say, what I was saying, I had concrete evidence to what I'm saying. I paid any phone or the secret code at social. Obani Dino, or you saw Bema Dean and a detroso, or you saw Obani surname and I did a store being true me phone so. But he didn't know I had the he didn't know I had the number long ago. If he didn't know the hello. So now he has put in a secret code on his phone. That's why you code it to my phone, sir. It is here, our deny say, on your ban only fee. That means I think phone. The sense and the money class is the baby to me funny phone. Not for the car, be called out to some other ones up or can't as a matter.
You know, these things are very practicalized, and I think that's why we need to have honest discussions around this subject. It's good that we are talking about it. You see, when we talk about it, also we all get relief. It's very important. Now, yes, let's tackle them one by one. Have incontrovertible evidence. You are saying it, that yes, you have incontrovertible evidence, but you have done well. Why 8 years? Because 8 years there, it's maturing that you don't confront him immediately, but it gets too long a time. If it is really incontrovertible, why 8 years?
Yes,
because who pay my best show? That's the fact. You know that time now for me within a month. Me, I'm here, Bemano. Within a month, I should be able to handle this. Well, I can't imagine that. Well, who be busy now? What my show? Now they are 8 years.
I did that. Okay.
We never realized what
I did that because he's so innocent. And he's so smart to the extent that no concrete evidence would deny. That was me, my mind, my dream, maybe yes. If you want me say, I will not confront him. Let me make sure that you are no cano and you're no correct. And I mean, your evidence and money denying. The sense of voice calls or audio calls on my yamina. Our nuclear culture or ban say a damn you sabe so said ya only me the other day.
That's also
oh, I'm a one or more cast. I think we have to draw a ban. I said it at a point in time in marriage. What is going on between you and this lady? And he said there is nothing going on.
Maybe that.
And he rather asked you, why do you always mention this lady's name? And I don't like the way you only know a being common. And I'm hearing. And then it continued.
Okay.
I can say so maybe the back 3 times. Or I think twice.
Yeah.
The first time he denied, the second time he denied.
Okay, so evidence, you know. We were looking for incontrovertible evidence, but it was not enough to pin him down. But if based on the conversation, you have picked a clue, for example, then you have used it to also have gone around. Me, I share also for high by and say, you could have caught them red-handed in since we had the conversation, and you have trained them for a long time. Who you sue those one as directional? We have more controversial evidence. Because but when simple, I say what is going on there. I mean,
no. I could have said more, but because of
that's fine.
That's fine. There are more evidences I had, but I just overlooked all those things.
Okay, so we can talk after this. So let's engage after here. Let's engage more after here because if you think it's still going on, we'll have a way of it.
All right. Thank you.
This is Karen. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Please, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
On the matter of forgiveness.
Okay.
I've been married for almost 3 years now.
And the call has been put on hold. Please wait.
We're looking for
the call has been put on hold.
the fruit of the womb.
Okay.
So, at a point in time, my husband and I decided to go to the hospital to check what the problem was. I went to the hospital, realized that it was his fault. That's according to the gynecologist.
Okay.
So he was put on medication for 3 months. After the 3 months, even up to date, I never imagined that my husband would cheat on me even after all this. So one day I was just washing his hands, then my hands in his pocket. I saw a condom, not just a condom, but a used one, and there was pen inside. This one. What evidence again that you need? Is it somebody who used it and gave it to him and he kept it in his pocket? No. So I was wondering, as I'm talking to you, I'm in tears. I'm serious. So I've been talking about it. 3 years. We've been praying.
Okay.
And the doctor said that it's your fault.
Yeah, sure.
You are on medication, so we are not getting the result. And you still go out to share something that is not even enough for me.
Yeah.
This kind of thing, sometimes when I think about it, even though he said I should forgive him, and I forgive him, but when I think about it, as I'm talking to you, I'm in tears.
Yes.
When I think about it, I cry. So then sometimes I always think about it. So it means that if it were my fault, then I would have impregnated somebody outside.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you right now. It's not even in the house.
Yeah.
He made a comment that he's going out to celebrate Father's Day. Father's Day too, did they celebrate it outside? Is it some kind of grand celebration? What celebration? It didn't keep long. I heard he picked a call and said, I'm coming. It was a lady's voice. So it means that even upon forgiving him, he hasn't changed. Now and then, he has been taking the medicine. He doesn't find the medicine. I have to force him to take it. So have you taken your sweetheart? Have you taken your medicine? Oh, I forgot to say. Oh, take it before you go. I have to remind him. So this kind of this forgiveness. How do you forgive somebody who is not even ready? Does that mean that he doesn't know what I'm going through? Or is it that he doesn't want a child? I don't know.
Okay, so my dear, I think that, you see, if you look at what I said, I told you that this is real, and I gave varied causes. You see, now let me find out. Sometimes, as I said, if men have issues, it affects their self-esteem, and I don't know if, in any case, in your issues with him or your encounter with him, you have even said anywhere that would be demeaning to say that sometimes if a woman suggests to you that you are not a man, it really has an effect on your person. And so that people may want to go outside to seek the kind of self-esteem that they will. It's not like, I mean, there's something wrong with you or anything. But if he feels that as far as you're concerned, you don't see him as a man, you may want to get that. Is there anything of that sort?
Another issue is that I also have a problem, and the problem is that I have been circumcised.
Okay.
And this was made known to him during our counseling. And I told him, this is what I have gone through. So it's not something that is part of me. Are you ready for it? If not, they say, oh, this one is nothing.
Yeah.
Ready for it. I don't know whether he doesn't know when the woman says I'm circumcised. He doesn't know the meaning. I don't know. Or he was just eager to get married, so he agreed. Because my first relationship, I explained to the guy that this is what I'm ready. And he declined, and I was okay with it. But he agreed. Even at the point in time, I even decided that there's no need for me to get married. I don't feel for it, nothing. But when I told him that, he agreed during the counseling, but we decided that we will not hide anything. So if you have such a woman.
Okay, so my dear, I want us to talk and have time. We need to talk around certain issues. This should not be this is not a problem. I think we need to talk. It's not even never a problem at all. So let's engage more so that others can ask their questions. I'm saying again, we'll link to Oda again, then we'll get that to do right after here. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what I want to tell you is that take heart, because there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. The fact that you have been circumcised doesn't mean you are not a woman. You are a woman. A man will cheat on you irrespective of who you are. A man will love you and a man will still cheat on you. So whatever that is happening, it is not your fault. So don't blame yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. And that the world has come to an end. In everything there is solution. And I pray that there will be an amicable solution and you enjoy your marriage. So we will talk later.
Okay, thank you.
I think I also need a legal advice here.
Okay.
Yeah, in a case where your husband has another child outside who happens to be a male, you have female children. He has a male child outside the marriage. How do you go about it? It's like we are all confused and we need help. The child mother is calling in every day, asking for money, asking for help, asking for a whole lot of things for the child. I'm worried because it happens that we are both working, but I receive much more than him. And I don't keep my money and I don't use it for my personal.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, can I hear you?
Yes, please. But I use it for the whole house. We share our income. We use it for what we are supposed to use it for. If it's project, we do it together. And we have put our names on property. So I don't know what will happen in future. I'm just worried. I don't know how to handle it. So if there is any legal person here who can help you,
he doesn't also care going for the child. But then the family of the child, that's the child's mother, grandparents don't want to give the child out to my husband. So we don't know how to go about it.
Okay. So if I understand, the family doesn't want to give the child to your husband. Is that it?
Yes, not even for a visit. He has never come for a visit, but we take care of him.
So, but he takes care of him.
Yeah, we both do.
Okay. And they don't want him to take custody of the child.
Yes, because they don't want him to take custody of the child.
So the problem is that because he's a male child, does it have any special place? Okay, so it depends on the culture. For example, let's address it two ways. Is that the inheritance goes to the male child? I don't know. If it is matrilineal, I don't know where it is.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
The man is an account, so I think...
Then it's matrilineal. Okay, so in that case, boys don't matter. Whether you're a boy or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, it is patrilineal. In patrilineal circumstances, the boy who inherits it, then that's where the trouble is. But if it is matrilineal, there's no problem.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
This one, we may need to talk to a lawyer about you.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
Because when you do that intestate where there's no will, then the property will be shared based on the Estate Succession Law 1985, where the house that you occupy will belong to the surviving spouse, and then the properties will be...
Is it so?
Hello?
Is it so?
Mr. Cho, I don't know why joining me. Coming for me, if I'm now family line attack.
And the children. But if you have more than one, then the surviving child will, this boy will have to get a share of the father's property. So I think you need to talk to a lawyer. Talk to a lawyer about you doing the properties together with this boy in the equation. In case of, for legacy issues. Yeah. Or I can also get back to you. I can inquire and also get back to you if you want that. I can do that inquiry and get back to you. I can do that.
Hello, Daddy.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I'm also concerned about my sister's issue. The lady's family doesn't even allow the boy to visit his father. How would they bond? How would the child really get to know that this is really my father? It's raising questions for me because I have a child, I take care of the child, but then I don't get to meet my child.
Okay, so I don't know the age of the child. It depends. If the boy is not 6 years, then
You
they are
have
right.
just 1 minute remaining.
The boy is not 6 years.
The boy is 7 years old.
Okay, so if the boy is not 6 years, the social welfare will not even allow. Now that the boy is 7 years old and he's taking responsibility, then he can take them to court to have access.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
And the wife is ready. If the wife is ready, because normally when it happens like that, they will need somebody in the house who can take care. Suppose the man has not married and he's living alone. They will not allow the boy to go with him. So social welfare will need to find out that a condition existing in the home is favorable for the boy. So if you're the new wife, the wife, is agreeing that the man should go for his child and that they can take.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
He qualifies to be with the man. So now the man can, if the man really wants to have access to the child, just take them on. Invite them first of all to social welfare.
You have no call credit in your MTN
and then
account.
you have
Please
custody of the child. But the child is for the man, since he's taking care of them.
Okay.
And I think they're doing that because they are getting enough funds when the boy is with them. Because you need to send, and sometimes if you are sending, you cannot be sending 100 CDs to the boy, or you can only look at the boy and say, this boy will be spending 5 CDs a day or 2 CDs a day. You need to make it honorable. And I think they are eating from there. If it happens so, they will not allow you to come and take the boy. If you take the boy, then the mother will not, whoever gives birth to the child will not be eating anything, because now there's no basis for you to say anything there.
Hello, Daddy.
Yes, hello.
Yes. I have just a small contribution to these two ladies.
Okay.
Yes, my uncle was in the same situation. The lady refused to give the child to my uncle and his wife.
Yeah.
So the little that they were given for the upkeep of the baby, they stopped. And he's working, and the wife was working, and they can take care of the child. But once we have refused to give the child up for them to take care of the child, then they stopped taking care of the child. Eventually, they brought the child to my uncle and his wife. I don't know if that strategy would work, or if it is even okay to adopt that strategy. But it kind of worked for my uncle. I don't know.
Okay, so now that is tricky. If those people know they are right, what happens is that if they don't bring the child, anytime you are going for the child, that will be used against you. They will calculate the cost of the neglect between the period for you, which will be huge.
Okay.
Unless, of course, they don't know they are right. If they don't know they are right, let me say in some metropolis or some locality, yes, it can work out.
Okay.
And some district localities, it can work out, yes. Because in that case, they are feeling the heat. They'll go and throw sometimes they even, like before 3 years, they will come and leave the child with you. Some women don't even want to have that wedding. They come and leave the child with you. For some reasons, sometimes for revenge, they will tell you that, look, because you didn't marry that, we don't even...
The call has been put on hold.
We can take care of our own child.
The call has been...
So it depends on the situation. But since you have been responsible up to that time, anywhere you go, you have the right, and you take over your child. That one. The law is on your side any day.
All right. Are all our questions finished? Okay. So we have exhausted all our questions.
Hello, David.
Okay. There's one.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, ask.
Please go on.
We're still not the theater. Yeah.
What I wanted to ask is that, like, your husband and you are not married legally. Are you the wife? You have enough money to be able to buy land. But because of the way you guys are not married legally, when the woman buys the land belongs to who? Is it for the family, for the two of you? And what advice do you give the lady? How will she even approach the husband that, because I heard you saying, for example, women, we want to buy our own properties without informing our husband. And with time, the man will think that you don't trust him, or it can turn to be another issue between the two of them. So if you can advise me, how will I go about it? Should I tell him, or because I really want to know about the legal side. If in case you have a land and also a man, is it going to be for the two of you or the woman alone?
Okay, so it means you're in the relationship. It's not legally consumed. Yeah. So, but do you have children?
No, please.
Okay.
But
that's a relationship.
Marriage, yes. We are married traditionally.
Oh, then that's marriage. That's marriage.
Yes, I know, but okay.
There's no problem. See, the law backs traditional marriage. Whether you go to court or not, the law backs you.
Okay.
The difference between the traditional marriage and then the white wedding, or what you call it. Yes, no, there's a right legal term for it. The difference.
Matrimonial.
Yeah, hello, come again.
I said matrimonial.
Yes. The difference. Exactly. The difference between the two is that with a traditional one, if the man, you cannot accuse the man of if the man goes to marry again, the law will not be on your side.
Yeah.
Like it is allowed. But on the other case, where there's a wedding or you register it in court, either of the two, then the law will be on your side. That's the difference. So if you do traditional wedding, you can marry through and there will not be any problem. Other than that, it is marriage. You are married.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
In case of anything, the law treats you as husband and wife. So the property for the two of you. Even if you put up the building and all that, and you put up the building in your name, you register everything in your name, and you build a house, and you all stay in, and there's a divorce, they will share the property for the two of you. Yes. Whether it's the man or the woman.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
Who sit down and give me to school fees? Who sit down and give me to bills? And I will do the sit down. Aha. When I say who sit down, I'm a young fine. You see, no ma. Go. Aha. And the law, no. So far as I'm aware, the law not treating some money out there.
You have no call credit in your MTN account. Please recharge.
I don't know. I will get you back. Anna. I'm over time, but so wouldn't you want the Abusiano better take over because almost all man is here. You know. And for me, you have to let him know.
How will I go about it?
To tell him, oh, so who was canon there? So that he was carrying quarters as a
You have no call credit in your MTN account.
Let him know.
Please recharge.
It's important because I don't really, it's the two of you. Wow, I don't know. When I'm on tell him.
So she wants how she can go about it to tell him.
What that?
No, it's my plan to do it. So.
No, he's here to do it.
The way you said it, I thought.
No, he's here to do it. He's here to do it. But just let him know. He's married. So, if you are married, and you want to do an investment like buying land to your husband, and there was, because you see, if there's a problem, let's say you go there and the land guard begins to worry you. Actually, he will get to know.
Go inside the room. Put on the light.
I'm just saying it. You know, and a crowd, it can happen.
Go inside the room.
He will get to know. And how to get to know, you get mad. So the moment you marry, everything becomes one of. The moment, unless then you are, the moment you agree to marry, then you have agreed that, look, I always tell my wife that the moment you marry, it means you have given your head to your wife to cut. Because look, you'll be sleeping and you were sleeping. You can't just sleep anywhere, anyhow, like that. But by the time you wake up, your head is not there. Yeah. So the moment you marry, you have agreed that, look, wifey, this is knife, cut my head. If I'm sleeping, if you cut my head, you have cut it. You have the right to cut it. So for me, let the man be aware. This one, it cannot be sick. Unless, of course, as I said, sometimes when people begin to feel insecure, then they need to get something back up in case of anything. If that's the situation, we can talk after here. Then that one, you have a way of going around it. Other than that, if it is just your suspicion or fear of that feeling, then there's no problem at all. But if there's any underlying current, then we can talk after here.
Okay, 9:45. Your time now, Copa. Any last one question? Now, yeah, the program now very here for this week. Yambua next week Sunday. Better watch. Yes, if there's any last question, we'd like to take it.
And also, I'm suggesting that give your number out so that maybe somebody want to at least contact you privately.
Okay.
Because there's no time. So that
Okay. So please, what will happen is I will just send your name, just private message me with your name and your number. Then I'll forward it to them. They for some reasons they can't just put their number on for all of us. So what we'll do is we have other 2 counselors also. So we will, for now, for you, for the ones that he himself wants to handle, the monipa for no someone in Kasano. Please just leave your number and your name with us, with me. Okohwa, you see my name. My name is Agi. So you just send me the message and then I'll connect you to them. Why? Please do. You can also use the anonymous link if you don't want me to know your have your number. It's also allowed. Wait me, I use the link and they are sending your number new with him. Thank you. Okay. Please, any final questions? No questions. All right. So want to thank Elder and Mrs. Sebeyeboa for your time. It has been a good and fruitful 1 hour 50 minutes. We have learned a lot, and some of us are healed, some of us are healing, some of us have learned how to manage some of these challenges in our marriages. So I want to thank you and say God bless you for honoring our invitation. We'll be calling you more. So please get ready for us, especially the sex side. You know, your friend my exclusive. We want to know how to be able to perform on our husbands. We'll invite you again for that. We want to say God bless everyone, all the ladies who have spent time and our credit to stay on the call for 1 hour 45 minutes. It's a lot of money. We want to say God bless all the leaders who connected others and tried calling them. God bless all of us. So please private message us. For those of you who have one-on-one engagement with Elder and Mrs., please drop us a message. Drop me a message and then I'll connect you to them. So we'll pray and then close for today if there are no further questions. Auntie Becky, your prayer leader, me pacho, wampire na shura, Elder and the wife, na fe shura yini na so. Hello. Okay, if Auntie Becky can't hear me, Mrs. Tete, pacho wampire my na program in Berry.
I would say, Father Lord, we are grateful to you for giving us this evening. Father, we thank you for the life of Christian wives and men. Father, we thank you for the gift of life and opportunity for us to meet. Father, we are grateful to you for the life of Miss Elder and Mrs.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
Father, they have.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
We want to ask for your countenance over their life. Father, as they have taught us what they have. We pray that you will increase them. We pray that you protect their family and you continue to grant them the opportunity and then the grace to always be a support to marriages and to the Christendom. Father, we bless your name for all that you are doing in our lives. committing our lives into Him. And we declare that you will forever reign as God in everything that has got to do with us. We give you all the praise. We give you all the adoration. In Jesus' name, praise. Amen.
Amen. Shall we all share the grace together? Let's unmute and share. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever.